We're possibly live.
Okay. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
If you hear us,
live and you hear us,
yeah,
say hey.
clap your hands.
That?
Yeah, clap your hands. We'll be able to hear that, right?
That reminds me of one of those children's songs.
That's exactly what it. Right.
What was it?
If you know it, yeah. If you're happy and you know it.
That's it. If you're happy and you know it. Yeah, I just love that song.
Yep.
Well, hi, I'm Heidi.
Hello, and I'm Dain.
Yeah, if you don't recognize our voices, then you need to watch more of our show.
That's right. Or maybe you just you're just enthralled with how
show, I think. Hey, oh no, that is, oh my.
We are live?
No, what is it with earthquakes happening right when we go live?
Oh yeah.
I mean, we are an earth-shattering show.
Yeah, that's right.
There was just an earthquake in Japan. I hope y'all are okay.
Oh my gosh, what's the magnitude?
It was a big one, 6.1.
Oh no.
Yeah, east-northeast of Hachinobe.
Okay, so we're definitely already thinking about Japan for sure. Right,
we're
for
there
sure.
with you.
Yep, absolutely.
Wow, how many times have we started shows with earthquakes?
I don't remember.
Quite a few.
I don't recall.
My goodness gracious. There have been quite... Okay, well. All right, well, you know what else? Talking about earth-shattering.
Yeah.
We had MaricopaCon.
That's right. We did have MaricopaCon. So did anybody else go to MaricopaCon? Let us know.
Yeah.
Any shout-outs from there?
Look at that. We are live streaming.
Okay, so we are live streaming.
Yeah,
you want to just transition then right into the...
And we are on Twitch. We are definitely on Twitch. Let me check our YouTube. Make sure that we're got good settings there.
Let's make it official then.
We are live. Unsupported resolution. I need to change my video resolution.
What? What kind of shenanigans is going on?
I don't know what. The expected 720. Why isn't it 720? What the fuck? Sorry, people. Oh, wait. Stream health good. Okay. Well, now you got... Well, see, this is why we do the pre-show.
Exactly. Yep. That's exactly why.
Yeah, this is exactly why. All right, now we have a question mark on the stream health, but it says it's live. Okay, viewers may be experiencing minor issues. Oh, stream health is okay. We're in the yellow.
We're in the yellow?
We're not in the green on YouTube.
Okay.
So just go over to Twitch.
Yeah, just go over to Twitch. We're not competing or anything.
Yeah, no. We're just fantastic at Twitch. So.
Yeah. You prefer it, right?
What can I say? Let me get my little dashboard up.
It's probably because it's like uploading as it's streaming on YouTube. I bet that's why.
No, actually it doesn't.
Oh, it doesn't.
It doesn't upload at the same time.
Okay.
You do it live, and then at the end it uploads, which is why the one that we went for 24 hours, it never uploaded. It was too long, so YouTube did not upload it.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah, so unless you watched us live during our marathon, you didn't get to see us.
Okay.
What? I know, so sad. All right, so we are up, and I just got a notification via Gmail, via, I think, Facebook, Twitter. Man, everything's working. My bots are working. I think it is time to switch over. You're right.
Let's do it.
And then they can see our lovely faces.
Yeah.
Woo-hoo!
Hey, everybody.
Hey. I am in the dark. You're right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm working
there you
on
go.
it. I need
That's
to get
better.
myself an odd light.
Yeah, that's better for sure.
Ooh, but now I feel like I'm...
Yeah, so
I'm kind of blue over
we changed the configuration up a little bit. We got a better zoom cam here, so we can show off what I'm doing while I'm painting.
Yeah, and I can show off my stuff over here.
Painting.
Not that you really want to watch me.
Paint.
We know why you're really here.
paint.
Yeah.
Now it's done.
Boom,
okay,
shakalaka.
that was a good show.
No, see, now we did 3 of these.
Labyrinth. Yes.
Not last week, but last episode. Which was actually during the marathon.
So
and you can still, hey, you know what? You can still donate.
You did this guy here.
You can donate all the way up until January, actually.
And Heidi did these 2 characters here.
I know. I'm really proud of my characters.
And then I worked on Hoggle a little bit. And, I brought my crown of magnification.
There you go.
So I can do some extra details on it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to start needing one of those
Go back
soon.
into those?
So.
Yeah. Oh, I needed one a long time ago. Mostly because I've been painting miniatures for too long. I guess it's kind of part of the deal. You start getting obsessed with the detail, and then your eyesight starts going.
Oh,
so.
And hello, viewers. And in
Hello.
case y'all don't know, I'm Heidi. And this is Dain.
Yep.
And this is Girls Game 2. Oh, you're okay. I know we normally have our titles. I guess I should have done titles on it.
Yeah, we'll do it next time. Yeah.
And then we can go.
We gotta change it up
But
every time and see what works.
It's Happy Little Miniatures time.
That's right.
Hey, look at that. I can do that.
Yeah.
Monitor work.
Exactly.
But see, I was nice and I reversed the camera over here.
Oh, speaking of monitor work, this is a Stacey Gordon workshop puppet, right?
It is.
You made this in her workshop?
Actually, no. Stacey Gordon made this.
Oh, she made this. Okay,
She
this
made
is a
this.
Stacey Gordon original.
And don't clonk too much because it's also the microphone.
Oh. Well, we need to name this microphone.
Well,
then.
this is Leonard. The puppet is Leonard.
So Leonard the microphone.
Yeah. Hey. Hi, Lizzie.
Yeah. So we got 3 members of the.
Hey. So Lizzie did hang out with us at Maricopa Con, and we pretty much hung out at the paint station.
Yeah. Welcome back.
At Maricopa
Or
Con.
welcome to the. Oh,
yeah,
cheers,
welcome, Lizzie. Yeah, cheers. We're drinking today.
That's a sparkling water. Yeah.
No, we're drinking alcohol.
I didn't know if we were allowed to say that.
Sure.
Okay.
We always have our drinking game.
Okay.
Except with here we have fancy words for painting, right?
Yeah, that's
we have
right.
fancy painting words.
Yeah, I got terminology.
Sure. Now she painted the Lannisters. And,
Yes.
And now, did you paint the Starks, Lizzie, or did Richard? Weak. Weak then? Well, why are we weak? You're going to join, right?
Yeah, join us.
Yeah, join us,
paint
for
with
sure.
us sometime, for sure.
Yeah, join in
fun.
the drinking.
Yeah, because I brought extra beers, but you drink cider, so.
Yeah, so I'm grain-free, so I can't drink the beer. But can you drink the beer, Lizzie? Because you're gluten-free, aren't you?
Okay, well, I'll make sure to bring a really good cider that everybody can enjoy.
There we go. I like this
next
plan.
time. Yeah,
there
for sure.
Go. So,
yeah.
anyways, we're going to finish Labyrinth today.
Oh,
And
we
we're
are?
going... We are.
Uh-oh.
We are.
Oh, no pressure.
And we have more than that.
Okay.
We're going to also discuss what we're going to paint next in Zombicide.
Yes, I do remember that. Definitely.
But first.
But first. But wait.
I'm Chan.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, dun, dun. I want to show you what I did at Maricopa Con.
Oh, yes. Let's do a show and tell. Maybe that's a thing we could start doing. A new segment called Show and Tell.
Show and Tell.
Nobody's ever used that term ever before, right?
No. That's
Show and Tell?
That's completely original.
It sounds like it is, you know?
I think it is.
Yeah, I think so.
I know that it's original.
Yeah.
Right, Leonard?
Minis, and show minis and tell minis.
So you like how Leonard's kind of keeping that light held up too?
That's right.
Yeah,
He's doing some.
He's our grip.
Yeah, okay, I was trying to remember what the term was for that. That's right. The key grip. Right.
Totally. He's our puppet grip.
He grips all of it. Except for the paintbrushes. That's our job.
Exactly. So I painted Grim Forest. So Grim Forest
is. Sorry. This is me after just one of these, so that's why I'm only having one.
So Grim Forest is a game that is one of the first games that I actually that I bought to teach at conventions.
Oh, really? So do you run it?
I do.
Which conventions?
Run it. Well, I was supposed to run it at Maricopa Con, but nobody signed up.
Okay, but
I've run it at Arizona Game Fair.
Okay.
I've run it at lots of different conventions, actually.
Great.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, Phoenix Comic Con, several, actually.
Oh, and which is now Fan Fusion?
Fan Fusion, yes.
I actually remember this time.
Yeah. So, basically, Grim Forest is based upon the Three Little Pigs.
Okay.
And so the Three Little Pigs were the royal builders. And you are the nieces and the nephews of the Three Little Pigs. And you are competing to be the new royal builders.
Okay.
And so whoever is the first to build 3 houses, either out of straw, brick, or wood in any combination, is the first to win. Of course, it's not quite that easy. It's never that easy.
No,
so
there's always a twist.
Yeah, so there's monsters, like the big bad wolf or the troll.
Okay, from other fairy tales?
Or the giant, like from Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah,
okay, perfect.
That will come and will hinder you. Or they'll take your resources. This is a resource management game. That's a drink.
I'll just switch to the QT now.
And then there's also friends that can help and hinder, because they can help you, but then hinder your opponents.
Yes, I love
the evil stepmother or Tinkerbell.
It feels like that's kind of a fairly recent board game thing. Like ever since, I'm sure there was a game before Munchkin, but certainly that was one of the more famous ones where like everybody actually does have to win. The goal is to win over the other opponent. They're supposed to be allies.
But you can assign friends.
Right. Oh, you
can
can
take them away from people. You can only have one friend. It's not like Facebook. You can only have one. It's like that South Park Facebook where you can only have one friend.
Wow, that's decisions there.
Right. So it comes with really cool miniatures, but they come completely unpainted gray. And so I have been wanting to paint these ever since I got this game, which was over a year ago.
Do you want to show them up close?
Sure.
On the close cam?
Sure, we'll see how well they hold up to that.
Mr. Closey, the close cam?
Just notice there's hair on this one.
We'll name all these cameras at some point.
All right. So the first day I did like 7. I did quite a few the first day.
Great. And that was the first day of MaricopaCon. You were at the paint station.
The first day of Maricopa. Yeah, I pretty much spent the day at the paint station.
And what kind of paints were you using?
I used Citadel Contrast.
Whoa, what? That's another.
Yeah, and there's no way I would have gotten that many done without using Citadel Contrast.
Oh.
I promise you that. All right. So.
This is just tea, by the way. So. With just a little vodka in it.
All right. So these are the pigs, which are your game pieces. So there's 4 of them.
Okay.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Don't let Salty have it. I think it's between you and
she got it. She got it.
She
Salty, got it.
Bring it here. Good girl. Good girl.
Okay, I'm just going to, I don't want to scare her off. Okay.
Salty really likes to hang in it.
She immediately grabbed it. I saw that.
Grabbed it. So.
There we go.
Good girl for giving it to me.
Okay.
All right.
So,
all right, here we go.
You want me to go ahead?
Yeah, you might do better than me.
I can do the Vanna.
Yeah, do the Vanna.
There you go.
All right, so this is their green guy.
Yeah, look how good that came out.
It did.
And so the whole miniature was originally
gray.
A gray.
Except for the base.
And the base was green.
Yeah, so you can see the original colors of the bases. Oh, actually, I think they were all gray.
Yeah.
Now that I think of it.
Oh, even the bases?
If you look at the bottom.
Oh, right.
Oh, no, okay. You can see on the bottom what color the bases were.
Okay.
Okay, because I did paint the bases.
But then you made them like a stronger color.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Plus, I got a little bit of splatter on the bases.
So look at this new camera. This is really great. I'm really glad you brought out this camera. It's much, it's like it's a little bright, but it's always going to be an issue with minis is that you can't quite get the perfect. Yeah. But you can really see the detail much better. It's not fuzzy.
My big challenge on the pigs was getting their flesh.
Closer.
Because I didn't want it to be too pink. And I thought they did really well. I did pretty well getting a pretty good flesh there.
Yeah, definitely.
I took that flesh class of yours.
Well, that's right. Yes, yeah. I did teach a workshop on flesh tones.
You did.
Right.
Yeah.
And I used one of those Reaper minis that was just like a muscle-bound mutant golem kind of creature.
Actually, my muscle-bound guy.
See if I can find him.
He might be right up there on the tree.
So what did you? Oh, that sure is him. Yeah. Yep. So what did you learn from that workshop?
So I learned that the skin is more than one color, and that you need to layer different colors into it to get the color that you think skin is. Like,
there's a sweet spot.
I'm not just beige, I'm pink and blue under my beige.
Right. Well, like even what's happening as I'm holding it with my hands here, you can see that there's pink and there's red at the very bottom, pink next to it, and a really light pale pink next to that. But that's even when the colors are exaggerated, because naturally it may look pinkish for like Caucasian flesh tone, but it's not necessarily going to always look that way. Sometimes
Right.
it depends on the light, the way the light is hitting
So
it.
then this is the Big Bad Wolf, and I've always thought of the Big Bad Wolf from Little Red Riding Hood as very pimpish.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to do his coloring as very pimpy, like a pimp.
Okay.
So
his pose, look at that.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's kind of standing kind of pimpy,
and he's
right?
got the cane.
Right? So that's why I chose those colors.
There's a famous cartoon about
and I thought he turned out really, really good.
An Adult Swim cartoon about having a cane. And it's the guy who did China, Illinois. If you're familiar, are you familiar with any of the Adult Swim cartoons?
I am a few, yeah.
Anybody that knows about that, shout it out. Tell us. I forgot what the name of the person is that does that.
Shout out if you know.
Yeah.
All right, now this is the last one I did
these.
on the first day.
Okay.
And what I did is, you notice all the different colors that I used in these 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I had like this palette of leftover colors. So I took that palette of little leftover paint and I layered it along with some greens.
Okay.
To create this, and I used a technique I've never done, especially with contrast colors, and it was almost a dry brush.
With contrast.
Contrast.
Okay, so that's definitely not like what the expected way to use them.
Right.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Yeah, so you had to understand these pots were almost dry.
Okay.
Okay.
When you had them on the palette?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so there wasn't a lot there.
Mm-hmm.
But I really love how this turned out because it turned out almost iridescent. So go ahead and show the dragon. But it turned out how I wanted it.
You can definitely tell there. That's that green and purple, and there's a little tiny bit of blue in there too.
And the yellow.
Some gray.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, look, it's the actual surface finish of the paint, as well as what's actually going on with the colors.
Right.
Too.
Right.
So look at those colors in there. There's like a red underneath that green, which is really, really interesting.
Yep.
So it creates like kind of a ethereal, unearthly kind of contrast.
And I have been thinking about, because before contrast colors came out, dry brushing was my go-to thing.
Okay.
That was my quick, this is how I quick and dirty get something done.
Yeah.
Get it done beautifully and I fool everybody into thinking I just did something and I did it really, really fancy.
You get that tabletop, so you're looking at it from this far away. It's readable.
Right, exactly. And I have been like trying to figure out how I could dry brush with contrast colors because they're so thin and it's not how they were made. It's not what they were made to do at all. They were made to be used more like a shade or a wash. But I figured if I could figure it out, I could layer them better without them being so overpowering.
Okay.
And they'd be more iridescent, and that's exactly what happened there.
Cool.
Yeah. So I was right.
This is your favorite one then?
That's my favorite one. Yeah, pretty much. Yes. Although the next day, we worked on the monsters, more of the monsters. I guess I should
trying
say.
to get these all lined up, and
it's
like I'm
so we
upside down and backwards.
We had 2 wolves, and so the challenge here for me was to make these look almost identical.
Okay.
Because for me, I don't, I'm very improvisational in my painting, so to do 2 things the same, that isn't as easy.
That's already going to be a challenge for you?
That's a challenge for me, but that is something, I need to work on, especially if we're going to bash paint.
You get better at it, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think I did pretty well with making a plan and then following through with both.
What colors did you use for these 2?
So, I used that one, what was that?
Is it the Fire Slayer Flesh?
Yeah, thank you. The Fire Slayer Flesh and that Abaddon Black.
Okay.
And then, so the Abaddon Black over it. And I almost did the Abaddon Black with a very fine detail brush.
Okay.
On the fur.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't as washy.
But there's kind of a really shiny cast to them too. Did you dry brush these with something?
So then there's that what's that gray of yours?
Of the contrast?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have the Griff.
Not that one.
Griff Charger, which is like a grayish green.
Yes, I think that's the one.
Okay.
That I used. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the thing about the contrast. They make like 4 different grays.
Yeah, but you only had one there.
Okay. Yeah.
Whatever one you had there was the one I used.
Okay, but you dry brushed it on?
Yeah, because see, I used that on the rock for the base.
Okay. Yeah.
And then I used Abaddon, the black, very thinned out.
You thinned it out. Oh, okay.
To do the crevices.
Okay, then it went in. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the shininess is just from the paint itself, then.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Now around the rock, I used an environmental, the moss and the slime. To give it that kind of slimy moss.
Yeah, you can see it right in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So those are the wolves.
Those are the wolves. Okay,
so,
and
then this is the big bad wolf, right? From
right.
So they're a little different. Okay.
Yeah.
2 regular wolves and
so
a big bad wolf.
Okay, these are the wolves that went out with the huntsman.
Okay. Oh, they came with the huntsman. Okay.
I'm pretty sure they go with the huntsman from Snow White.
From Snow White. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, and he's the big bad wolf from Little Red Riding Hood.
Okay. Cool.
This is the dragon.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what the dragon's
from Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, okay. Wow. They're trying to cover all of it then.
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah,
as much of it as possible.
All right. Then we have the giant
Yep.
from Jack and the Beanstalk.
Yep.
So Grim Forest, this is like all the original Grim Tales is what this is supposed to cover.
Cool.
So you have to realize most of Disney came from Grimm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah.
All right, so you're better at this.
Okay.
So, and you had to help me with this because the only thing that I will probably have to do is this base is warped.
Yeah.
So we might have to replace that,
I can see that,
or heat it up and unwarp it.
That is one of those. Yeah, you would probably have to heat it with like a heat gun.
Okay.
Just really carefully, of course, because it will melt it pretty fast otherwise. And then I don't know, maybe have a way to like
flatten it.
Set it down on have something, pushing it down on it, like a clamp even.
I have a vise.
Like if you clamped it against, or a vise like that, in that one spot, because it's just that one spot. It looks like it's warped, so that would be.
Yeah, I'm not even sure how. I think it came warped.
Yeah, and that's the danger of having these minis that are on their bases. It's always been like kind of a pet peeve of mine because I want to always do the bases separate.
Wow, look at that.
From
that
the
looks
miniature.
really good on the camera.
Yeah, doesn't it look good?
Yeah.
Oh, so tell us about how you applied these colors because.
Okay,
I immediately.
So I did the shirt in Apothecary White.
Okay.
Which
over the Wraithbone, right? These were all Wraithbone.
All Wraithbone
originally,
based.
Right.
Yeah, I based them all in Wraithbone.
Yeah.
And so then I did the shirt in Apothecary White, and I did the pants with the one that's really good for jeans.
Oh, Talisar blue.
Yeah,
super thinned out. Super thinned out because you did a couple of layers, right?
A couple.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Just a couple, but then I did a what's the one I did over it?
Probably Griff Charger.
Nope, Skeleton Horde.
Skeleton Horde. So it turned it into kind of a greenish.
Yeah.
Because you layered it that way.
Yeah, I layered Skeleton Horde over it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I did his hair in the black. And then I went ahead and used actual pure white. And I dry brushed.
Oh, you dry brushed over the black. Okay, see, the black was actually pretty thinned out too, wasn't it? So
yes.
Most of these were very thinned out.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you just kept layering them.
Yes.
Okay.
And then I used your flesh.
That would have been the Dark Oath flesh.
No, right? The lighter flesh.
The lighter one is Dark Oath. The darker one is Fire Slayer.
Fire Slayer. I used Fire Slayer, but I thinned it out.
Oh, but you thinned it out a lot. Okay.
I thinned it out.
Yeah, if you thin it out enough, they can almost be interchangeable in some ways.
Yeah.
It's just that this is more red.
So I used, I put on all the individual, and I did Skeleton Horde over the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a wash.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
so in this case, it kind of glaze it as well as wash it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it gives it kind of like that sepia tone.
Yes.
Old timey.
And I knew it would change the color of like all of it, and it would kind of make the shirt look kind of dirty.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah.
Especially like in these kind of spots here where you can kind of see on the camera where it's a little dingy looking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, needs a little Tide in there.
Yep. And I used
our other sponsors are Tide. They get those paint stains out.
I used that dark angel green on
on the feet.
On the feet.
And that's one of them that you have. The dark angel's green.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Cool.
That's a really good green.
And you see, I really like you stomping on a house.
Green. Yeah.
So if you wanted to, if you had more time, add more houses or something really interesting like that.
Right.
So even though he's taking up this space, he really is a legit giant. So it's kind of interesting how scale is relative with some of these
It
rangers.
really is. All right, and then this final one, I'm really kind of proud of him. I took some little extra time on
I like that one a lot too.
And I don't know what happened back here. Took some extra time on it, but I missed that spot.
Some of the paint got chipped?
I think there were a little white.
It must have got globbed on accident.
Got globbed on.
Yeah, somehow.
All right, so we won't show that part.
Maybe when you were cleaning the brush or something.
It must have happened, at the end.
Okay, so I'll just hold it like that.
Just hold it like that. We'll hide that little part.
There you go. So this guy's a troll under a bridge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, look at that. Such a cool sculpt because he's like merged in with
He is, and I tried to use that. I tried when I painted him to kind of paint him, even though you could. I tried to use paint colors so you would still see him, but he would look like he was trying to merge into the bridge.
Yeah, like trying to hide out.
Yeah.
Right, but
like merge into that moss and merge into that brick area.
Oh yeah.
And then if you look at the top there, I tried to get the mossy.
Look at that! It really zoomed in good there for a second.
Yeah.
So you see how shiny that is too. So
and that I used an environmental on that.
Okay.
To get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some texture paint, or was it?
It's
Or was it the?
I think I have it here.
The Nurgle stuff.
It's that.
Oops.
It's the V.
The V?
V is the maker. Valtrez, Val.
Oh, I don't. Vallejo.
Yeah, that. They make it, and they call it environmental. I thought.
Oh, okay. I haven't ever used that stuff. Okay.
So I have like moss and green slime.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that those were Vallejos. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, a lot of people pronounce it Vallejo.
Oh, okay.
But
I call it VJJ.
Okay.
But I knew if I said that, you'd be like, "It's a what?"
Yeah. I have to just roll with it, right?
It's the V.
I mean, if we were doing a puppet slime, it'd be fine, right? You'd be like, "Oh yeah, of course, yeah."
Yeah,
it's totally right.
The V.
Yeah.
All right. So that was my Maricopa Con.
Okay,
I mean, basically, I just spent all on Maricopa Con.
Yeah.
I'll have to fix that.
Painting away.
Painting away, yeah.
So you got a whole entire game.
Well, I guess it looks like bird shit.
Yeah, I mean, you could just roll with that. I
could roll with it.
Yeah.
See, what do y'all think? Should I just roll with it?
I mean, especially if it was the gray seer gray, that's almost perfect.
I know, right?
It's like the perfect gray for it. I'm just gonna.
You could just make it.
In here.
I could cover it with. I could cover it with moss.
It was reading perfectly. Oh, there we go. Look at that.
There it is.
That's definitely a bird shit gray.
That is a bird shit gray.
Yeah.
That is a perfect bird shit gray. All right, so.
Yeah.
Now we are going to do the same thing.
Okay.
To Labyrinth.
Yeah. So, well, we already started, right?
Yeah,
so,
we did already start.
So you painted Ludo.
Yeah. I'm pretty proud of Ludo.
Absolutely. And
he was one of
Sarah,
my favorites.
Of course, the protagonist.
I'm pretty proud of her too.
Yeah, and I actually got some new I got a new paint for you to use for her hair, so you can finish off her hair today.
Oh, okay.
And then Hoggle, we showed off Hoggle already.
Yep.
He was at the beginning. So what we're down to is Sir Didymus, which see, look, he's very, very much not done.
Hey, give it a minute.
Let's see. Yeah, I know. I keep moving around. That's part of the thing that I.
Now see.
There's
this is what I did. Was if you put this still, leave this here, and rest your hand on it.
Use it as a.
No, rest your wrist on it.
Oh, okay, like that.
Mm-hmm. Then you won't shake.
Okay. Let's see. It's already kind of bright because I just did grays, right? So
there
I did apothecary white over. This was originally Wraithbone base. And then I also did this orange here. That's the Griffhound orange.
That's that Griffhound orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there were some colors that we were missing, so I went ahead and got them. I got a Eondon Yellow for his, whatever it's called.
That's the one that I spilled.
Is it?
Yeah. So I have a little, but I spilled it. So I don't know
if you had the Eondon Yellow.
My...
And it looks very orange here, but it's actually not. It's closer to this type of yellow.
Oh, maybe I have Cassandro.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I
maybe
have
you had.
Cassandro
Yeah, that's what
yellow.
That's what I used for this base.
That's what I spilled.
Yeah, and so this
Let's
should
compare.
Yeah, well, it should show up. I know they look almost orange. They both look almost orange, especially on the camera. But when it gets spread out, it actually tends to look more like a yellow-orange, warm yellow, golden yellow.
Okay.
And you'll see that on the palette too. Actually, I'm just gonna, while I'm thinking about it, I'm just gonna do it right now.
Oh yeah, we forgot to show this.
Just show off the. Oh yeah, that's a book.
This is the first player marker.
Okay, so that was
This is from Grim Forest.
Skeleton Horde over the.
Skeleton Horde for the parchment.
Yeah. So you.
What was the blue? Let's see if I can get it to not be blown out so you can actually see.
It's harder with things that are already really light in value, I've noticed.
Yeah.
So that's partially what's happening. Go. Okay.
I think if I get closer, that helps.
Yeah, it's...
Maybe that's too close.
It's just tricky. Oh, look at that detail. Once it does zoom in, you can really see that Skeleton Horde is seeped into the Wraithbone. So it just doesn't quite act the same as a wash does. It's a little different. It's just a little different. Because a wash probably would have turned that whole thing into kind of a sepia tone. And it may have looked a little darker in the recesses, but in this case it does seem like the actual contrast is a little bit more noticeable. And it's even in, it's really subtle in a lot of cases. So for that plinth, what did you do for those colors?
So that is, like, I think it's Agrax and Abaddon.
Oh, really? You didn't do contrast for those? No? Just regular old washes, huh?
I think so.
Okay. Because it looks like a really, like a really varnished wood, like a walnut kind of wood.
And then I skeleton hoarded the entire thing.
Oh,
yeah.
That's what did it then. Mm-hmm. That's what made it look shiny, because that contrast paint definitely is a little shiny. So that's one thing you do want to be aware of. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it. It's almost more of a satiny kind of sheen. It's not a really severe high gloss, but it's glossy enough that you're going to notice.
Yeah.
So you may want to tone that down, go back in with either their official... They have an official varnish for this paint even. So.
Oh, wow. They have an official everything. Now, I do recommend their medium, though.
Yeah, well, their medium is really what makes this stuff
medium is fantastic.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So actually what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and start painting on this guy some more, because he needed some of that yellow.
Now, we have his card.
Yep.
So y'all can see he actually is quite... Ta-da!
Yeah, there's actually a lot of detail going on.
He has a lot of color and a lot of detail.
Yeah, he's probably the trickiest one. That's why it was good that I waited to work on this guy.
Have him doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, got the magnification that's helping. And as you can see, it looks almost orange, doesn't it? But when you put it on, look at that.
Oh, wow.
It's actually much more like a yellow.
That is very yellow.
There we go. It's just when it's real shiny, you can't quite see it. But see, it's like a really light yellow. So that's what makes it a contrast paint. They just tend to act just a little different than you might expect.
Yeah, just a little.
And I'm putting that on. I put it on with a little bit of. I'm gonna try to do this over here, with a little bit of, just a little bit of the contrast medium as well. And the tricky thing about this guy, Sir Didymus, is that his this little blanket that he's got over this whole thing is going to have some freehand detail as well. So
Ooh.
I'm actually going to give that a shot today.
Ooh.
At some point, yeah.
Fancy.
Yeah. So what I
That's
mean by
pretty cool.
what I mean by freehand is you just try to
Do you want
draw
me to
something.
base this?
Which one? Oh, he's already based.
Oh, he is.
Yeah, Jareth is ready to go. So if you want to do
So
his,
what did you base
you
him
could do
with?
his-
What color?
well, that is actually Gracier. So I figured since it's Jareth, he needs to be like a cooler color
Oh.
because he's not necessarily gonna look as warm, right?
Uh-huh.
And like when you go down to like get down into the color symbolism of everything.
Right.
The cooler colors can be more like the villains, and the warmer colors are more like the heroes, just like we're going to do for Zombicide.
Right.
So when we do the heroes, we're probably going to stick to more of the primaries, right?
Right.
According to their cards. But also, you could use a warmer undercoat, so you would probably want to use Wraithbone instead of Gracier for that.
So what colors are we going to do him in?
Jareth?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to do black for his cloak, but I was going to try to do like a black-blue combo. So that's where you would probably want to layer the colors. So do you want to try that? You could try it with his cloak first and just try to fill that in.
Okay.
And I'll bring this over for you now that I've already shown everybody how different that yellow is.
Oh, you know what else I got that I forgot to tell you about?
You can even see it from this far away, how different that yellow is. So that's actually much more yellow. That's almost like a yellow-orange. The Cassandra.
I picked up some detail brushes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you did?
I did.
Where did you find those? Those are the same ones I have.
Are they?
Yes.
I had no idea.
Look at that. This brand here.
Wow, I got them off Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
Yep.
And they're 20/0 liners. And
Yep.
the brand is AIT,
AIT.
products. Yeah. So I'll open it up so you can see what they actually look like. Oh, I've got one already out. So I would highly recommend if you ever find a 20/0 mini liner.
Yeah.
They're great for something like freehand, like painting eyes. And like I said, when I say freehand, I mean...
having such issues doing those eyes this weekend.
Well, this is a brush that'll help with that. And actually, it's not quite zooming in, is it? Not quite. So you see AIT
bring it
art.
a little bit closer.
Yeah, even closer still, huh?
I put it way up there and then...
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it doesn't want to...
Give it a minute.
Yeah, I think the more I keep moving and trying to get closer, it doesn't want to zoom in.
Oh.
But then all of a sudden it'll be like, oh, that's perfect, right? It's just not quite there, is it? Does it have to be in the middle? Maybe that's what it is. It has to be in the middle. Huh. Well,
we're trying to hold it still.
We're still trying to get that camera thing, but oh,
there it is.
Mini liner.
Hey!
That's what you want to get.
It took us a minute.
It was worth the wait, I hope,
That
because
was worth it.
you get 3 of these.
3
for $10, right? Was it $10 for you? Look at that point.
Yeah, I think it was about that.
So it looks a little fuzzy, but it's a really nice point. You got to take my word for it. But the main thing is that you've got that the length of the bristles is what's important here. So the length of the bristles. So you want it actually to be a little longer when it comes to the bristles. Because when you're actually reaching in to get the detail areas, what's going to happen if you have a short bristle? What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. What happens?
Well, with a short bristle, you're going to have to really get in there, right? And you won't have as much room to work with. So you have to get in even closer than you should have to get in. That's why even just a regular standard brush can be something that you can do high detail with. It all has to do with, are you able to control the actual point?
It doesn't focusing better on your mini. Yeah. I was trying to show the length.
It's like it likes the thing in the background, no matter what you do.
No matter.
It doesn't quite want to do it.
Nope. I thought maybe, but no. You can keep talking.
Yeah, I don't know how people do it on the tutorials where they've got like the miniature the whole time, and it's like perfectly focused the whole time they're working on it.
Yeah, that's a good question. We'll have to figure that out, right, Leonard?
For sure, we're gonna have to steal that from somebody.
Definitely, we'll have to get an expert.
We did meet somebody that does do apparently does do some Twitch miniature painting as well.
We did. Hey, go check out Harshmage.
That's right.
HARSH. Mage. MAGE. Yeah. I'm only going to spell half of it. You got to figure out the rest.
Yeah, I think you can figure it out.
Go check him out. Not while we're streaming, but check him out when we're not streaming. And he also paints minis and talks game stuff. Yeah, that ain't. It's like a fly. Woo, there's a fly on the screen. Woo. So, anyways.
Yeah, well, kind of like that one that it always zoomed in on my face.
Right?
Like, no matter what we did.
Exactly. Good girl, Salty. All right, so I am doing blue.
Yeah, so you're going to do blue first and then black on top of that?
So, are we doing like, what color blue?
Well,
Which
you
blue?
could do like the really thinned out really thinned out Leviathan blue, because it's already a really dark blue. I have it already.
Okay.
For you. And then you probably want to use a good amount of that contrast medium, because like I said, it is definitely a very dark blue. There's some colors in the contrast range you definitely don't want to use right out of the pot if you want to really get that contrast effect. One of them is Black Templar.
Right.
Another one is Leviathan Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Another one is Shyish Purple. And then there's also one called Wildwood. So those are all colors you want to be a little bit more careful with when it comes to how they actually come out straight out of the pot. You may want to kind of layer them.
I need to grab my
Of course, if you are painting something like Black Templar, that's the right color for the Black Templar Space Marines. But you may not get the effect that you really want necessarily, because it's so much more dramatic. It's such high contrast that you're not necessarily going to get the definition and the highlights. You'll just get shadows, right? You'll just get those dark.
I forgot to put it on.
You just get the shadows for the whole thing.
Yeah, you know what? And that's what happened on my chibi. Was I ended up with a ton of shadows and not any good highlights.
Yeah, so it runs kind of contrary to what the contrast paints are supposed to do, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah. The one time I used the Black Templar was to paint.
Thanks.
I'll bring it in. I was painting Molag's Mob. I was painting the Bat Squig, because apparently nobody is. I looked everywhere on Instagram. I couldn't find any examples of anybody that painted it black. So I thought, well, why don't I just go ahead and practice with this new paint I have so I can see how it works. And I thinned it out because I knew it was gonna come out too dark otherwise.
Right.
Because of what we experienced with Shyish Purple.
Right.
So I did, and it came out really nice. So and I was able to do some edge highlighting with some of the colors that you generally use for in that range. That's good for edge highlighting black.
I'm excited to see that.
And it came out pretty nice, yeah. And that was one of the first times I actually used contrast. So, other than on this show.
We use it all the time now on this show.
Yeah. So this middle one here is your medium.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I already got some out for you.
Okay.
And then you can use this same thing to get out the Leviathan blue. Oh, you have one too. Okay. I forgot. We got the eyedroppers now, so we're using these.
I have supplies.
Yeah, we're using these.
Slowly but surely, we are getting some supplies.
Yeah, we can always just dip it in a brush, but
thank you to our subscribers.
Yes, absolutely. How many do we have so far?
We had 6.
Yeah?
I don't know how many we have now.
Okay.
I should look.
Yeah, everybody join us.
But we should do
Like and subscribe.
a thing to try to get.
Oh yeah, that should be plenty. Just that.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
because I put in about 3 drops of medium.
I always use too much.
It's okay.
He's always like, you're using too much. I know, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. This is the one that we got for free because Game Depot.
Oh, thank you, Game Depot.
Thank you, Game Depot. They gave us a free pot because...
Yeah, hey, go check out Game Depot. You'll find the local game store.
It was one of the defective paints, so I managed to get it. So
hey.
Thank you, Paul, for that.
Thank you, Paul.
We're using it on the show. So
yes, we are.
You know, a little bit of spare paint doesn't hurt anybody, right? Okay, so...
Thank you.
And then you just mix that up, right? Mix that up and then go right to town with it on the cloak. And that should be pretty good for the cloak. And then if it doesn't, if it looks...
It's going to be plenty and more.
Doesn't look dark enough, then you can always... you know what, I'm going to move this so that way they can see a little better.
They should be able to see me over here,
oh, wait.
too.
It's working. Okay.
Yeah. Because there's that. Yeah.
It still looks kind of like an inky consistency because normally the contrast paint is definitely even thicker than that normally. So when you add a bunch of medium to it, it's still pretty thick, but it definitely looks a little bit thinned out. And you can always test it out on the palette or just right on the paper if you have a...
That's what I do.
Yeah. And if it's not thin enough, you can tell from the way it streaks. If it still looks kind of black, you may want to add a little bit more of that contrast to it.
You might want to add a little.
Yeah, just a little bit more. Let me grab it for you. I'll just go ahead and put it in there. Just a little bit more.
I like to just see it, be able to see through it a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that's called the undertone.
Yeah.
Generally speaking. Some of those fancy terms we like to use.
That one's fine.
Yep. Yours is the one that works better than mine.
Contrast?
Oh, no, for the eyedropper.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So, actually, I think I can use that same color for Sir Didymus's hat. So if you want me to test it out, just to see how it looks, I can go and put that on and figure out what part is his hat and which part is his feather. And yeah, it's pretty dark, but it's got some flow to it, so it looks like it's still showing up in the highlights.
Not on camera. You're not on camera.
Still showing up in the highlights. Oh, well.
There you go. Now you are.
So you can see that blue, right?
I need to move the camera so you're more on camera when you paint. Yeah, I think it's okay.
Yeah. It looks really light blue here, but it's definitely a little darker. It's almost more like a dark denim. That Talisar blue is like a very light denim kind of blue. So now that we're getting into the terminology here, right?
Right, drink.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how it goes.
You can kind of see that blue there. Yeah. Against that orange, you can really see it. Okay, so that's the Talisar blue and with a lot of contrast medium added to it. And if it looks too blue, of course we can, for yours, we can go back in. Can you actually paint it on camera?
Oh, am I not on camera? I thought I was.
Oh no, I mean
here.
over here. Maybe you can actually.
Oh, I don't think I can reach.
Yeah.
That.
Okay.
That's
or just show it. I'll just show it off for you. I'll just show it off.
Okay. Yeah.
See, it looks a little light, but it actually really isn't in person. It's just on the camera, it looks a little lighter, and that's probably just because of the way it's reflecting.
Did you want to paint
Oh, sure. I can throw
camera?
some on there on the camera so they can kind of see what we're doing. So. Let's see here. Spin it just right. So yeah, you just want to keep moving. I know I got a spot, but that's okay. You can always go back in and clean it up. But that's the main thing with this type of paint. You just gotta keep moving as you apply it. And the bigger the brush, the better, I've noticed, is another thing. I probably already mentioned a lot of this before as we've been working with contrast, but doesn't hurt to reiterate. And you can let it pool a little bit, you just don't want to let it pool too much. And you can see that it's very shiny, so I'm gonna have to use kind of my special crown here. Crown of, I already forgot what I called it. Here we go. Crown of magnification.
Ah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay, I'm trying not to get in the hair because if you do that, you got to start over and clean it up with that gray sear paint. Because otherwise you've got too much of a dark blue there and it'll mix and turn into a green. Okay, so that's a good example of what's happened with that contrast. And I know it looks very blue right now, but you know, you're going to go back over with a black Templar.
What about the front? Did you want to do the front?
I'll let you do the front. I was just...
The hardest part.
Back and forth.
He's going to let me do the hardest part.
Yeah, I'll let you do the hardest part. Do you want to use a smaller brush?
Go
ahead and use mine. Okay, because I was going to get into the detail brush and try to mess with that at some point here. But while I still have that Talisar, I mean, there's so many terms, so many names. The Eondin, as long as I still have this Eondin yellow right here, everybody can kind of see in one of the cameras here what it is. It's that yellow that looked kind of yellow-orange. I added a little bit of that contrast, and I'm going to try to paint his feather while I'm here. Might as well try to knock that feather out, get that painted, and as you might be able to even see that it is mixing in a little tiny bit with that blue, and visually, I was off camera, wasn't I? Yeah, we're gonna have to figure out how to do marks, but I mean it's tricky. It's gonna take some practicing for sure.
To get your marks.
Throw some of that in there, some of that yellow again. Yeah. So I've got his feather.
As long as you're painting over the box, you're good.
I know, I have to keep reminding myself.
Or painting over next to this.
Okay. Right here?
So yeah, that you can...
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
X marks the spot.
Yeah. Okay. Let me think here.
The box.
What am I doing next? What am I doing next? He's got some yellow in his... Actually, he's got yellow in his doublet as well, it appears. So on the sleeves. So I'm going to go and paint those yellow as well. And I'm using my 20/0. So that way I have a little bit more control. So imagine trying to paint something with this kind of control, degree of control, but you have like no distance on it. So you're actually having to go in even closer. Well, you probably don't want to have to do that. That's where it's an advantage to use something like a liner brush instead of a regular old standard tiny little brush, because you can actually see what you're doing a little better as you're trying to poke at it with color. That's really all you're trying to do there. So you can see his sleeve. His sleeve is now yellow, and his the frontispiece of his doublet looks like it's a red. So do you happen to have? I don't remember. Did you buy a red for the contrast? Because if you didn't, I can just use something different.
I'm not sure.
I did bring some extra. I brought some extra paints, just in case.
I have. That's a shade.
Okay. Oh, that'll work. I can use the shade. Yeah.
It's a crimson.
Carlberg Crimson. Okay, so that'll work for that. I'll just go and grab some of that to paint, just to paint the color in. And then I can do the detail part later.
Okay.
So that's the front part of his cloak, and you don't really see it a whole lot because it's covered up by some of the other stuff like his gloves.
I kind of feel dirty painting between his legs. He's even got a bulge.
Yeah, that's usually where I just do a wash and just leave it alone. So just moving on. Well, you know Jareth would have to have a bulge. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's required.
Of course.
Yeah. So I just did kind of a little wash in the doublet area, trying to get it spun around just right. Anybody that hasn't worked with a camera has no idea what's actually happening here. Like,
what's happening?
Like, No, I just mean trying to get everything lined up just right so everybody can see it.
So are you going to use a Apothecary white on the dog? Or?
I did already.
Oh,
yeah.
You did already?
It's just not showing up a lot because, you know...
Are you going to do Skeleton Horde on him or something to kind of pop up, make him pop?
I would be afraid to do something that saturated because it would kind of affect it being a gray. You know, it'd make it look more like a dingy... Yeah, a dingy kind of beige.
Mm-hmm.
So I may try to get a really, really thinned out, even like maybe the Griff Charger gray.
Yeah, do that. Griff Charger gray.
If I have it. Let me see if I can.
It's kind of greenish.
Yeah. Let's see if I can find it. That's the next thing. I have to actually find it. Oh, there it is. Okay.
All
yeah,
right.
I'm starting to get too many colors now.
Right?
Yeah. Say they make.
That's a bad problem to have.
They
huh?
definitely make a lot of these colors. These newer contrast
So
colors.
now, what color did you want me to layer onto this? Is the Abaddon black?
Well, let's see how it looks right now. Did you do another layer?
I'm just getting ready to do a second layer.
Because it may not have dried completely. If it still looks wet, you may want to wait just a minute.
I'm still trying to fill some of the areas that didn't get covered.
Okay.
Like the first layer.
Does anybody have any questions or anything so far? I'm going to grab that from you.
I think we're good. We still have one viewer.
Okay.
So. But if you have any questions, viewer, feel free.
Yeah, of course. Please do. And then, let's see. Still painting on these guys. Gonna get some of this Griff Charger gray, but only a little bit. It's gonna be mostly medium. Just to kind of increase that contrast a little bit more. And I forgot to get a paper towel, actually.
That is what we forgot.
Yeah.
I do have some in the kitchen.
Okay. It's not an emergency.
Because I can go get them.
Okay. So I mostly added medium. So that way it wouldn't lose too much of its contrast it already has. So it's going to be a little bit more subtle. I even put some on my thumb just now. Just so you can kind of be a little bit more careful with the controlling it.
Okay.
And this is probably where you could end up using too much contrast medium if you're trying to be too subtle, and then it may start getting kind of thick with the paint. So that's something to definitely keep that in mind. That there's only so many layers you can do that before.
That's a good tip.
Yeah,
I may have done that.
You might start running into that problem. So.
Yeah, I may have run into that problem. Actually.
And this effect is very subtle right now still. So I'm still gonna add a little. I'm actually gonna go to a little darker. I'm gonna go to Basilicanum gray and try that out on here. And I'm putting that out separately on the palette so that way I can actually draw from the previous paint and put some of that in there as well.
That is definitely darker.
Yeah, that's a lot darker. So that's why I'm
it
trying
is.
to add more of the previous color to it.
Yeah.
And some of the medium is what I'm really trying to go for. As much as possible. Especially since I took so much out.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try not to waste so much of it.
Right.
But see what it's actually
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
thinned it out
Oh, yeah.
a lot more. So.
A lot. Quite a bit.
So let's see here. Let's see if I can do that.
Yeah. Big
So
difference.
that's the Griff Charger gray, and that's the Basilicanum gray, and it was almost black when I had it on the.
Yeah.
But see how as it thins out on this side of it, as you pull it down, see. It's got a lot more medium to it. So that's another thing about this type of paint is that it looks very deceptive until you draw it out on a surface. And when it starts spreading out, it looks a little bit more readable without looking too dark.
That's looking good.
Thanks.
What color are you going to do the pants?
Oh yeah, that's definitely something I want to try to do today is get those pants painted. I hadn't figured out what what color it was. I guess they're just like a brown. I can't remember if you have the snakebite leather. Do you?
No, I don't.
We'll use the skeleton horde then.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can use the skeleton horde, and if it's not dark enough, I can go back in with like the fire slayer.
So this is still a little wet.
Okay, yeah, just go ahead and leave it alone for now, and then.
But I'm kind of liking the color.
Yeah, let's go ahead and show it on the camera.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a really, really nice, very rich dark blue.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't read as black yet though.
Mm-mm.
So that's where you want to layer on a dark gray, like the Basilicanum, or even a really, really thinned out Black Templar. But I'd almost be it's almost dark enough without, you don't need to go much darker. You just want to shift the color slightly. Mm-hmm. So if you shift it closer to a gray.
Are you're going to use much more of this?
You can use that if you want to use it, or even this one, and mix them together, and then that way it's real thin.
Well, I should probably wait for it to dry.
Yeah, just make sure to wait for it to dry. This won't dry on you too fast. Matter of fact, you could even take a little tiny bit of that blue, throw that in there. But
I'll go get your paper towel and I'll hit this with the blow dryer.
It would be just the smallest amount though if you did do that. Okay.
Beep, beep.
Okay. All right.
I know that's just I'm killing the ASMR with that, I'm sure.
Well, if we get some skid protectors or something on there.
That's what we need.
Some skid.
Little felt thing.
Yeah, little felt pads, right?
Yeah.
For sure. Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna go and get these paint the pants next because otherwise I'm gonna lose track of what goes where, and I don't want to have too many areas of blank space at this point in this miniature. So I'm just gonna throw that skeleton horde right next to that Eondon yellow because it's drying out, so it's totally permissible to start a new puddle there. And I'm gonna start painting his pants. That skeleton horde color, which is looking really nice. And I'm mainly just gonna try to go over all the areas that I see at this point, so that way I'm just covering it up with paint, because I can always go back in with a different color as needed. But the majority of his dress are brown and red, and he just has little pops of other colors, like the
wow, that really changed it.
Yeah,
it did.
In a good way. Okay. All right. So I don't know what this ribbon color is on Sir Didymus's I'm sorry, Ambrosius, I think wasn't his name Ambrosius?
Ambrosius?
His faithful steed?
Yes.
Okay.
That was his faithful steed.
Okay, perfect.
Here, I should be right back.
Sneak through again?
It's in a minute.
Okay.
It's basically dry.
Okay, cool.
But check it out when you get a chance.
Yeah. Okay, so I painted the pants, and Jareth is pretty much dry, and you see, again, it's definitely very blue, so we're going to go back in, knock it down a little bit with some kind of dark gray. And it actually shows up as a much more saturated blue on the camera than it does to us on in real life. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some warp lightning and do his gloves, because his gloves are kind of a green. They're definitely a green, but they're not so much this really bright green. They look a little bit more of a natural green, like a forest kind of green. But I'm gonna go ahead and paint him this warp lightning anyway, just to kind of get that color pop, because I can always go back in again, just like with the pants. I can go back in and fix that color as I feel necessary. And again, I'm using that 20/0, so I don't have to go as far on the actual miniature, kind of let the point do. You want to let the point do most of the work anytime you're doing anything smaller, I should say. You want to rely on the point as much as possible, and the bristles are going to be secondary. In other words, the point here.
What green are you using?
Try to just stay away from the mini. That way you got more control. The more you think of it in terms of this, right? That's what you're actually painting with. You're not painting with the entire brush. What's that? What was that, Heidi?
I say, which green are you using?
The Warp Lightning. It's like.
Yeah, that's a good green.
Yeah, it's a very bright green, but I can.
I use that green on the ivy on the troll.
Yeah, I can definitely tone it down as needed because it is so intense.
Yeah, I really liked that.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, that made me want to do a bunch of goblins.
Oh yeah, it's a good one to get
a good goblin one.
It's really good to kind of get instant results.
Yes, definitely.
And I'm actually going back in with that gray, the Basilicanum gray again.
Mm-hmm.
And underneath the darkest areas, I added a little tiny bit of that blue. Just so everybody knows what I'm doing now, what I'm doing next.
There you go.
So that way you can still kind of get that, okay, that's definitely a shadow, and it's not black.
Push it forward a tad.
Just a tiny bit. Yeah, because if you did it black, it would be too extreme for something that's white, right? That's one of the trickiest things about painting black or painting white, is that getting just the right degree of contrast without going too far in either direction value-wise. Okay, I'll let you back.
I was just gonna move the camera.
Okay,
just
I'm actually just gonna
where you were painting.
tilt it instead of pulling it back. That makes it a lot better, probably a lot less loud. And I'm actually gonna take a bathroom break really quick.
Go right ahead.
While I'm thinking about it.
That would be smart.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm now going to try this. Did you show them?
Show them what?
Hey, Salty. No. Salty, come.
Oh yeah, I showed them the Jareth when it was dry. Yeah.
Salty, no. Salty. Sorry, guys. Salty guards the bathroom for some reason. We're still working on something. She's new to the house, new to puppies. Salty, you are making the modulation go off the charts. Salty, come here. Salter. Come here. Come here. Come here. There's no reason to be barking. Say hi to everybody. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. I'm a big fat pain. I can't seem to learn that when somebody's in the house and accepted by Mama, to not bark at them. Hey, hi. Yeah, say hi to Salty. This is my pup. Yeah, she's still learning. Yes. She likes to get into stuff and chew up miniatures and paint. Yeah, don't you? So I think it's best if I hold on to her until Dain comes back, just because she has a tendency to occasionally lunge at those who walk quickly around my home. So we're going to put some paint on Jared. You see this one? We're going to put some paint on it. It's not to chew, it's to paint. That's Dain, and Dain's allowed to walk around the house. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. He's allowed. See? That's a good girl. That's a good girl. That's a good Salty.
Yeah. Hi.
Good girl. Good girl. That's a good girl. All right. So now Salty's going to get down because Dain's back. So.
Okay.
There we go. All right. No more barking. Good girl.
Okay, so Sir Didymus is pretty close. Still not quite done, but I got to figure out what color ribbon his behind is. He's got a little. Oh, it's a red ribbon. Okay. Sure is what it looks like to me. Yeah, little red ribbon on the very back.
Red ribbon. And it goes around the dog, too.
Yeah.
In front.
Yeah, it's. I think it's all the way in the back, too. The front and the back.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. So I'm going to do...
Alright, so I'm going to add...
that Karaberg.
A little bit here to this. You see what I'm doing there? Yep, you do. Yeah, I'll see it. Smell that, Salty? That's the smell of a friend.
Okay. Let's see.
I know, I look crazy. But I'm a good crazy. I'm not like the bad crazy.
You can't really tell that Karaberg showed up very much because it is such a cool color. It's going to recede visually. But I'm going to go ahead and grab, while that's drying, I'm going to grab a brighter
what about that
red in here. That it's like too pinkish though. That's the problem. I want to find something that's definitely a bright red. Like this,
or we have the
even
Reapers
this scarlet
too.
would work if it wasn't dried out. Okay, yeah, let's check the Reaper. See what we got in here.
So, Reaper, they got a really great deal on a bunch of Reaper paints this weekend from Maricopa Con. And it reminded me I had a whole bunch of Reapers myself. And I'm like, why aren't we ever using the Reaper stuff?
There you go.
And so I pulled out my Reaper. So we also have a whole bunch of Reaper paint to try out too.
Okay.
There we go.
This is a brilliant red.
So I have a couple of Reaper kits, and hey Reaper, you want to send us paint? We'll use Reaper paint, and or minis.
Oh yeah.
I want those dice minis.
Yeah, we could use some bones for sure. We'll be happy to paint those. And I think I may have even mentioned one of the first installments of Happy Little Miniatures. With the bones minis, you definitely.
You don't have to prime them, right?
Right, you paint directly on them, right?
Yeah.
So that's something you definitely have to keep in mind. You're painting directly on that miniature. You're not using any water, because if you use water...
Because they're hydrophobic, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That type of
plastic. Ooh, that's a drinking word right there.
Yeah. Ironically, hydrophobic. So I'm using this brilliant red. I'm going back into that doublet and really want to make it pop visually.
Now, is that like the titanium reds?
Cadmium?
Yes, thank you.
So, cadmium, it has to be labeled cadmium.
I have that.
If it's a toxic, right?
Oh, so it is toxic, cadmium.
Unless it's a cadmium replacement or a cadmium hue, in which case...
No, I have actual cadmium and titanium white.
That's definitely... Yeah, titanium white isn't, I don't think is very as bad. It's mainly the cadmiums that are real bad that they still make. They don't really make most toxic paints in anything but oil now.
Right.
Yeah, most of the toxic pigments. So I'm pretty much just painting completely over that Karaberg. It was just to kind of keep track of what I was supposed to paint.
Well, there you go. Now you know.
Yeah, and it'll help. You know, that can even help with the undertone a little bit, even if you do cover it up.
Right.
Because it's, right on top of red's more likely to come out better.
This is very true.
Even if it's a darker red. Okay, so we got that bright red.
Then you won't get that whole dress effect.
The what?
The dress effect.
The dress effect? What's that?
Oh,
blue dress, gold dress thing?
Mm-hmm.
So that keeps coming up. It actually came up last night in a conversation I was having with somebody.
Did it?
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
Yeah. Yeah, and just, like how did it become such a big deal and all of that, and
Well, because it was the internet and people love to argue.
Exactly. That's basically all there was to it.
Yeah.
Because it's all the colors you could imagine it is.
So I don't know if this is really darkening it or if it's just glazing it.
What did you put on top?
So it's a mixture of that gray, those two grays.
It looks like it's making it a little bit more gray, on the top layers. It's graying it down a little bit, it's neutralizing the blue very slightly. but
Very
but
exciting.
not even noticeable on camera slightly.
Mm-mm.
So that's the trade-off there, is that it's not really quite.
Now I wonder if we did another layer of blue, if it would darken it.
No, you'd probably want to just go all the way to black, or even this dark gray. I think at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, some more of that dark gray, the basilicanum. Yeah,
Let me,
so I'm gonna give you that.
Yeah. Let me try actually a little bit of the basilicanum mixed with a drop of the Abaddon.
Okay. You definitely want to
And some contrast.
let that dry completely again.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't take too long because it is the contrast paint. But
And actually I want to add a little medium with that too, I think.
okay, well maybe even in there.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Because that's got medium in it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's mostly medium. It's just a little tiny bit of the Griff Charger in there.
So that's the gray.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then.
Because see, that's what I just did was the gray with that.
But that was mostly medium, right?
It is probably more medium than gray. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna do probably equal amounts in this case
Okay.
for this mixture, and it's got a little bit of the Griff Charger as well. Okay.
Okay. So
Cool.
you don't want to do any black in this one?
Oh, where's the Abaddon? I don't have it.
Oh, I thought you did.
I have Black Templar, but I don't have Abaddon.
Oh.
Do you want me to use the contrast?
No, I have.
black?
Oh, you know what? I don't have it in the contrast.
You know what? I'm gonna try it then.
Let's
well,
try
no, this
it in
Black
your-
Templar would be the equivalent. I'm
Oh,
sure.
okay. Then
Oh,
let's
yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what I meant. I
Okay.
meant the Black Templar.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yeah, but just
No,
like
I
a
know.
dot.
Like, I'm gonna.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
There we go. Yep. Not
Yeah.
even a full drop.
Mm-hmm. Not even a full drop.
Like a half of a drop.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Because
a lot
I've
of
worked
medium.
with it. I worked
Right.
with it a lot when I did the monsters.
right, and it's definitely
And
super intense.
It is intense.
So that's where
which
people.
is the other reason why I'm using this liner brush.
That's where people definitely say like, oh, this is it's an ink, is because of the way the Black Templar acts, or the Leviathan Blue.
And now,
you
see,
know.
I've never worked with inks. I'd
So-
like to do. I brought some, but we won't today now.
Yeah.
But I'd like to do some. I'd like to work with some inks. I'd like
Well,
to try it.
What it does have in common with an ink is that it's thick, because inks are thicker and they generally have to be thinned out.
What do you thin an ink with?
Well, most people just thin it out with like a medium or even just water.
Okay, now see, I like that. Can y'all see?
You can even do a draw out on there. Yeah, there you go.
So y'all see?
Yeah, so you can actually see the undertone is already drying. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe even over here.
Oops, wrong one. That's the blue.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can
So,
see that's
yeah.
that's mostly undertone. Let me go and
Yeah.
just one more
that's
row,
good.
one more swish here. So that's what the mass tone would look like. It's actually still a gray, even though that looks really dark.
Yeah, that's good. It is good.
Okay.
That's
there you
gonna give us.
go. Is it dry enough though?
I think so.
It's still a little wet right there.
It's
So.
got a little bit, but I think it's
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Alright, so my red has dried, my green is dried. I think I'll go do another skeleton horde on top of the pants again.
So you're just gonna have him have the white mustache?
Yeah, I may try to do like a gray and then highlight it with white just so it's got a little bit of contrast to it.
Yeah, that might be nice.
Yeah. It's just tricky because this guy is definitely a lot more detailed.
Yeah, well, he is. But I asked you to do.
Huh?
I'm so bad. Oh, that's what I had you do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was like, ooh, he looks hard. So did you get all the different colors on his scepter too?
His scepter. I don't know where that is. I'm
Does he
looking
not
for
have
it.
a scepter?
I can't find it.
Oh. Golly.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it actually.
Front is definitely
Oh wait, here it is. It's this little thing hanging down.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'll hit that with some skeleton horde too.
Okay.
At least to start out with, and then do like maybe some gold at the end when I'm doing the very final touches for this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it looks like I'm still gonna have to keep working on them next time. Because otherwise I might be here all night working on them.
We don't want that.
I have a curfew tonight, so.
Right.
It's a school night.
Hey, tell me about your classes. That's
oh, yeah.
right.
Well, that's what I'm wearing, actually. I'm wearing my color theory shirt from my color theory class. So, you
had color theory today.
Yes.
Are you giving your students extra credit for watching us?
No, not yet. I haven't told them about us yet. So I'll get there.
Okay,
I'll definitely get there.
I'm working for you guys. I'm trying to get you extra points just for watching the show.
Yeah, right.
So, hey, they'd learn stuff.
In advance,
they
right?
They definitely would learn stuff watching our show.
For sure.
It's educational.
Yeah, it just didn't occur to me, honestly, just because it was like, okay, I got to hustle and get this, this basic info to them, and then we can get into the...
exactly, the syllabus.
Exactly.
So today was syllabus day?
Oh, no, I started last week.
Oh, okay.
And I did do syllabus day, and we did an exercise doing an exquisite corpse painting.
Ooh, what's this?
So that's a group... It's normally a group drawing exercise, and what I reformatted it to be a painting exercise for my color theory students.
Okay.
And what they do is they start out with a randomized drawing, and traditionally what you do is you all draw the same creature.
Oh, okay.
And you just fold it over every time somebody draws a section of it. And traditionally it's head, body, legs, right?
Okay.
And you just keep it that simple. But I added extra twists to it,
Of course you did.
Of course, yeah. And plus I had to in order to make it a color theory exercise.
Yeah.
Practicing with mixing paints and that kind of thing, and then at the very end I have them all mix it up again.
He makes you want to take his classes. So can you still add? Is there still drop add?
No, it's a full class. It was actually one of the only full classes I've had in a while. I can't.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. It'd be even more fantastic if they paid me more if I had a full class.
Yes,
but,
yes, that would be.
It's
baby steps.
It's fun. It's funner, to have it's almost too awkward if you have like any less than about 10 students.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because it's like, well, who's gonna talk first, and
Yeah. It's more like having a class of lurkers.
Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. When there's more people, it's more likely to be more active.
To have
in general
participant.
Yeah,
because you definitely want participation.
And what I just did was I went ahead and put that curb of crimson right back on that red, and it doesn't necessarily show up super intense.
Kind of give it that little extra oomph.
Yeah, and like if it's gonna keep going with the detail, keep going, I'd find a lighter red, and generally.
Well, if I let you, you'd keep going with the detail for years. I know this about you.
Yeah. So I've got this kind of orangish red that I could use, and I can see if I can bring it back to life a little bit. But it's one of those colors that's actually kind of failing a little bit. So
if
it's turned into
dries like it's painting.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really awesome.
So it looks good so far, huh?
Mm-hmm,
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna try to mix this up a little bit because it's still there. It's just kind of separated a little bit on me.
No?
So
you can't see
you
it
can see
the
that
light.
the paint is kind of separated on me.
Let's see if I can get it in the light so you can see it.
Okay.
Really. Let's see if we can pick up that detail.
That's much better though. You can already tell that it's closer to black, right? But without actually being black.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just a really, really dark blue. And there's even a little bit of shiny blue on top, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely looks better.
So yeah, it definitely has that.
There we go. But you can see that those highlights are kind of blue, right? The undertone is a really dark blue, almost black. And on off camera, it looks just about perfectly like really, really dark blue. And so what you may want to go in is with some slightly like grayish blue highlights.
I was just thinking maybe some highlights.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if you have any gray blue, but we can do that. Probably do that next time. I could bring it in.
You know what is kind of grayish blue is that apocalyptic.
Which one?
The apocalyptic gray.
Yeah, but you can't really apply it as it's a contrast, so you can't really apply it as like a top highlight because it's going to want to like seep into the recesses instead. You know what I mean? It's the only tricky thing about that.
Well.
So you can.
You can and you can't. Where's your apocalyptic? Let me see your bottle.
Oh, here it is. You got to shake it up really good too. But I mean, you can test it out. But I don't know if you could do an edge highlight because it's such a, like I said, it's really designed to kind of flow, and not really stick.
So first it has to be dry on the miniature.
Yeah, there's also that too.
Yeah.
So I'm highlighting this red with Wild Rider red, just to kind of bring out the brightness of it as much as possible, and just a couple little spots, and just going to leave it alone. So that red's pretty much done now. But I don't think I'm going to have time tonight to do any of the blanket, because the blanket is all of that detail there, right? So all of those little insignias and stripes and checkers.
Oh, because you were going to do that all freehand.
Yeah, and that was going to be freehand, and that's what I was going to use 20 over 0 for. So what I would probably do first is try to do some black lining with it, which just means you're just outlining everything in black. That's all that really means. Before I actually paint the little details in. And you know, you can paint it kind of abstractly. It doesn't have to be exactly as you want it to read, because you're going to be looking at it from at least this far away, right?
Right.
So that's something else to consider. Like, you don't necessarily have to get too stuck in like being perfect, right? It's as far as you want to go with it.
Right.
Once you get past like basic colors blocked in. But yeah, looks like it's already about 6:30. So.
Yeah, I was just wanting to show this technique. I'm hoping it works again. That I did on the dragon. I might have to blow dry this to make sure it's really dry.
Okay.
Because this has to be really dry.
Yeah. And
let me go blow dry this real quick.
Okay.
So you riff about
I was just oh yeah. Well.
Or do you have a puppet thing coming up with Tommy?
Not until October. So, I'm not doing any puppet.
Unless you do something on here.
Oh yeah, well maybe we will. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see what the times look like. Yeah, we'll check our schedules. But my friend Tommy Cannon expressed some interest in doing some type of webcast through GGT, and we were entertaining the idea of like maybe kind of like a riff off of Horror Host kind of thing, or something like that. But we do not know. We do not have any kind of plan or anything yet, for sure. But it may involve puppets. It may just be us chatting about bad movies. Maybe we'll try to figure out how we can. I don't know. I don't think we could do like necessarily a screening of a bad movie, but we could try something. Make it interesting. Because of course, you know, there's copyright for reproduction and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know how they would get away with it, like those old time horror hosts. So if you have any ideas, let us know about how you could do something like that. And you know, certainly we could give you credit or a shout out or whatever for providing that info. And what I'm doing right now is I'm putting Skeleton Horde over that yellow of the base, just to kind of make it look a little bit more like wood, kind of like a varnished wood kind of effect. And I just wanted to make sure it wasn't on there because it was going to get some of the paint on there. Okay, so.
Okay.
Something like that.
Let's see if this works.
Okay.
Alright, so I actually wanted to grab an actual dry brush.
Okay, how does he look now that he's dry? Let's check him out. So this is what it looks like when it's dry. So it's still pretty shiny.
Yeah.
That's something to keep in mind. It's definitely...
Yeah, they are still pretty shiny.
Still pretty shiny, so... That's something you
yes,
want
they
to
are.
Tone down if it's something you want to do. And I think, you know, later on we'll have to go back in with the details of the feathers.
This is a good one.
So that way they can stand out a little bit more. But yeah, that's a really, really nice, dark, very, very dark blue that looks kind of like a raven, you know, raven feather kind of blue. All right, so
Alright, let's see if this works.
Okay.
So
what are you dry brushing?
But I took a very small amount.
Yeah, of the apothecary.
Of the apothecary. I let it kind of dry out just a smidge.
Okay.
And I put it on a very hard bristled dry brush.
Okay, do you want me to show what it looks like right now? So you've already applied it a little bit.
Yeah, and
you're
then...
going to try to go against the grain as much as possible.
Yeah,
so it really
and I do a real soft touch.
Yeah, against the raised edges as much as possible.
To try to just hit those really highlighted parts. And you see a little goes a very, very long way.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see how it looks here. So it looks like you had some gold in that brush.
Might have.
Yeah, because it came off on the... Let's see if we can pick it out. Yeah, I can actually take it out. But yeah, it's you can see that there's some highlights over here now. Definitely. Let's try to get that off of there before it dries.
Yeah. It should come right off.
Was it one of your old makeup brushes?
No, it's actually wax paint.
Oh wow, wax paint.
It's gold wax.
Okay. Okay, so it looks like it's coming off pretty good. But I may have to go back in with like a wash of black or something just to tone that down a little bit, because there's like right in the recesses there's still a little bit of shininess to it.
We can use this gray.
Yeah.
In the recess, you can use this here.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna clean that up a little bit. I'm just going to throw that in there, just right in that corner. Just in the corners there, just to make sure.
You'll totally get them.
Yeah, it should cover it up. So you can see this is looking, again, very shiny, but you've got like a little bit of highlight in there in that section. But, you know, ideally...
and then if you don't like it, you can just rewash over it.
Yeah, exactly. And
you can just take that gray, put right over it.
Right. And then that way you can keep doing that whole push-pull thing.
But see, if you notice now, and I'll show you, since you did a little highlight, if you take and do that gray wash over it, you'll always have just a little highlight.
Yeah, it'll still be there, right? It's not as toned down now.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's good.
So
it looks really good like that. Yeah.
It just picks that up just a smidge more.
Yeah.
You see how I did that?
Do you mean to show? Yeah. You might not even see it on here. It's so subtle because it looks really good the way it is. But you put some more of that. It's the basilicanum gray. So that's actually kind of closer to a neutral gray. So that's kind of what this did too, is it kind of toned down the blue. So it wasn't quite so blue, but it didn't go all the way to black.
Right.
Because that's the thing.
You that one drop of Templar.
Yeah, if you go all the way to black with any kind of color scheme, it'll flatten everything out. Just like how too much white will flatten everything out. It just has no definition anymore.
Yeah. Like, I accidentally did that with that one chibi, and I got to simple green it because it looks really bad.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Well, and that's another thing that happens with these contrast is if you treat them kind of like watercolor, you're going from light to dark. Because if you go all straight to Black Templar, hey, if you want something to look completely black and then you're going to do like edge highlights or some kind of highlights after that, sure. But otherwise, if you use straight up Black Templar, it's just going to completely saturate that.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to get light on top
right.
of it. Yeah.
And the only way you could get light on top of it is to layer it. Right? You can't just
like
say...
what I just did.
Yeah, you can't just add more
of
the contrast.
And that's the opposite. Watercolors are the opposite of what you would do with most paints.
Exactly.
Most paints you do dark to light.
Yep.
You layer dark to light.
Yep.
Acrylic on canvas, you layer dark to light.
Yep.
Even acrylic on miniatures, you layer dark to light.
Exactly.
But contrast, ink would be like watercolor.
It would be very much like that too. If that's all you're using, that's the thing. If you're going to paint over it, then don't worry about it. But you just have to be aware that you're not going to get your instant results, right? You're going to have to be a little bit more of a combination of contrast and classic.
But you also have to know that they're going to run together.
Yep.
So there is going to be some mixing, even in that kind of dry brushing. It's more of a wet dry kind of brushing.
Yeah.
There's still mixing involved in that.
Right.
It's not just a straight dry brush. Just a straight highlight would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's still some mixing involved.
Yep.
Where just like with the watercolor, you have to think about how, like, if you put the blue with the yellow, it's going to turn into a green.
Yep, exactly. Same kind of deal, right?
Yeah.
And some of these contrast paints, I actually tried to mix them together, and I ran into a trouble when it came to, I had a blue, and I mixed a purple next to it, and I expected it to do, like, this perfect seamless transition between those two colors. Well, that's not at all what happened. You remember the dragon that I was working on. It actually turned almost black.
Yeah.
So that's something to definitely be aware of when you are trying to do, like, oh, I'm going to do a color fade with these contrast paints, and it doesn't always turn out the way you think it might. Because the wet into wet is probably what's happening, is that those pigments are not really quite what you're...
That's why I said this has to be completely dry.
Yes, and then you layer it.
And then layer... If you're going to layer the contrast, each layer, you use blow dryer. Each layer has to be fully dry. That's why I went out, and I'm sure you heard, I did the blow dryer. I use a cool shot. So I use the cool shot.
Yeah, that way you don't have any risk
you don't have any risk of hurting anything.
Whatever might happen, right?
Yeah.
Even though it probably won't, With the Reaper minis, it might. If it was fully hot, it would, because they have those... Yeah, the swords and horns and all that are almost always bent a little.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I did do that trick with the Reaper minis when you dip it in hot water, and it just turns into a noodle almost immediately.
Oh, I don't know that trick.
Yes, and that's how you can straighten them out.
Now, are we back in 2 weeks?
Yes, we'll be back in 2 weeks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because actually next week we have a Labor Day weekend, so I hope everybody has a great, happy, safe Labor Day weekend.
Yeah. Monday is Labor Day weekend.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, who knows? Maybe I'll convince them to do a special show.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Probably not. But my next show is probably next Friday.
Okay.
Not this coming Friday.
Oh, okay.
Next Friday, because I'm going to like one show a week.
Okay.
So this is our one show this week.
Okay, great.
Hey, yeah, we're going for quality, not quantity. Yeah,
okay.
I said that right.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
As we were more quantity before, not that we weren't quality before, but we're trying to shoot for a little more quality, and we're trying to give me a little bit of a break. So
sure.
I guess you would call this our summer season, our shortened summer season before we go into the more expanded winter season.
Okay.
So
what's going to happen during the expanded winter season?
We're still working on that.
Oh, okay.
So we're still working on shows. Although next Friday, which is our for the first Friday in September, we do have a new show that we are debuting.
Oh, what's that?
Yes. So
I didn't know about this, so this is exciting.
Well, this is the first I've talked about it, actually. So, here on live on the channel. So,
Great.
I'm pretty sure the name of it, I haven't fully decided the name of it. I'm pretty sure the name of it's going to be Just Girls.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's what it is. It's just girls playing games.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we have 3 of us that are going to be the main gals that play games, but we will have guests, but they can only be girls.
Okay.
No male guests.
Cool.
Get it?
Yeah.
Just girls on Girls Game Too. What a novel idea.
What a concept, right? Yeah.
Which was, of course, my original idea, but then we expanded, and I'm like, well, wait, we still have to have that Just Girls thing.
Yeah,
so,
you still need to make that happen, right?
Exactly. I'm like, we still got to make that happen. So we're really making it happen.
Great.
Hey, yeah. So we're gonna play some games, and I think we're gonna start with 2 different games. I don't know if we're going to play them both the first week. We have to have that discussion. But I know that the 2 main games we're going to go between are going to be Charterstone and Coma Ward.
Oh, wow. I haven't heard of either of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
cool.
Charterstone
I don't know a lot about board games, so, I know some board games, but yeah.
But don't worry, I don't think they have minis. So
okay.
You won't be stuck into painting any minis.
I'm not stuck.
I was just kidding.
I know.
But Charterstone is a legacy game from Stonemaier Games, which is the makers of the Scythe.
Oh, okay. So that's definitely a popular company.
Yeah,
then.
yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
I do know that much.
So legacy, but it's one you can recharge. So you can play it once, and you get to rip up stuff. And on legacy games, you can rip up cards, and it's different every time you play it. Yeah, but you can recharge it. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Huh?
It's made to be played through once, and then you can buy packs to recharge it.
Huh.
And so yeah.
Interesting.
And so and then Coma Ward.
Is it almost like Vegas, where it's like they have to burn the deck after they?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Coma Ward is kind of like Betrayal, kind of. Yeah. So you've woken up.
Mm-hmm.
All of you that are playing the game have woken up in a hospital from coma, and none of you have your memories. You don't know who you are or why you're there.
Okay.
And so you have to explore the hospital to figure out what the hell is going on and who you are, and find your patient records, yada, yada, yada. And, of course, it's not going to be quite that simple.
Mm-hmm.
And because it never is.
Right.
And because it's a horror game. Yeah. So
okay, cool.
There's scary stuff around every corner.
Sure.
And
there has to be if it's a horror game, right?
Right, exactly. And can you survive the night in the Coma Ward?
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what Coma Ward is.
Cool.
Yeah. So those are the 2 I know we're going to start with. I'm sure we're going to play more than that, but those are the ones that I know we're going to be going through.
Okay.
I know that also this winter we have Tales of the Arabian Nights, the series coming. So that one's coming, and we'll have guests coming on to play that one. So there's 1001 Tales. So that's 1001 shows. Right
oh yeah, okay, all right.
Yeah, really. And
who you have? You're gonna have to have somebody delegate a host for that one, right?
I'm actually gonna be doing that with Lizzie Jane Took.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I'm not doing that one alone.
Good.
God, yeah.
Good.
And she actually runs that at a lot of conventions.
Okay.
And so she has run it many, many times.
Awesome.
And so yeah, I'm excited to do that. And I have a series coming up with Map Board Games called House Rules.
Okay.
That you know how, well, like with Monopoly, everybody has their own house rules.
Yes.
Or just pretty much any game. A lot of times you're like, oh well, house rule. You know, everyone makes up some kind of house rule.
You agree that that's how you interpret the rule.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So we're going to play games and go through some more common house rules of that game and play it through with different ones, and also go through how you should play it and how it's different, that kind of things.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what House Rules is all about. Yeah, showing you different ways to play games and different house rules.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's Mike Pratt's creation of a game, and we're just producing it. So I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited as a producer to be producing that.
Mm-hmm.
But that is his creation, and that's going to be a collaboration we'll be doing with Matt Board Games, which is Mike Pratt's board game company.
Okay.
So he actually did Goblin Taskmaster. I don't know if you can see that on camera. And he has a puppy
you want me to grab
pile.
it? You just hand it to me and I can...
puppy pile coming out from
okay.
12 things here soon.
Goblin Taskmaster.
Yeah.
It's like a movie. Look. Oh yeah. See, look. It's like the movie credits.
Yeah. Ooh, very nicely done.
The little monitor work there.
Yeah, that was very nice. So that's just a little preview. We have a few other things coming up.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, and of course Zombicide, which we'll be continuing.
Yes,
once we get these guys done.
Once it's painted, we will be continuing to paint Zombicide.
And we have to do some of the detail work off camera, so that way we can just do a reveal for these guys, so that way we can get started with the Zombicide.
So yeah, because we got to get back to Zombicide because we are already at, where are we at? We just did Small Worlds. We're already at the T game.
Okay.
In our alphabet challenge.
Okay.
So where we got T, U, V, X, Y. We only have 5 more games till we get to Zombicide.
Oh yeah, 5 more games.
Yeah, that's not much. 5. And then we had to figure out how to play Zombicide.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
Wah, wah.
Mike Pratt.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, he actually is.
Is he gonna help with it?
I'm sure he's come on to kind of help be a rules disseminator.
Oh, that would be very.
I'd
be very welcome.
I'm just gonna let him know. You need to learn Zombicide if you don't already know it, Mike. Calling you out right there.
Can you master it for us before we start it?
Because we're already a third of the way through painting. Would you say?
Yeah, like a quarter. Because we got to do that giant dragon for one thing.
Oh, and we got to do all the heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and see, so I found this bag of dudes.
So these are just some of them that we have not painted.
These are like the dudes we haven't painted. Well, some of them we did like some tests on.
Yes.
Yeah. You can see we did a few tests on some.
Lots of minis.
We had some minis.
Enough said. Enough said.
And those aren't. Well, there's one big guy.
Oh, this guy, the big guy.
Yeah.
I want to paint this one.
Yeah. Maybe you should just take him.
Yeah, I think I should just take him and paint him.
Yeah.
I was eyeballing him from the beginning.
I know you were.
Yeah. So I could finish priming him and do some contrast.
Yeah, because I sprayed him.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you could do some contrast on him.
He needs a little extra spray, I'm
That'd be
sure.
fun. I'll mess with him later, though.
Maybe I should work on the rats.
Okay. Oh, yeah, there's a lot
I could totally do some contrast on those rats.
Yeah.
Now that I did those wolves, I could think of some real rat. I may need some of your grays, but yeah. Oh, and look, the wolves.
Oh, sure, right.
Oh, now I totally know how to do the wolves.
Right. You just do that same technique.
Do that same technique.
Yeah.
We got this.
Maybe. We'll see.
Yeah. I need to get more base.
We'll break out with those boards.
I gotta go over to Game Depot and get more base. I did forget to tell you that part.
Oh, dang it. Well,
I know you were just there.
I was just there today.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see. Well, we'll see Dain in 2 weeks. You'll see me next week. And you never know. I might do a surprise stream. If you subscribe, you won't miss a thing. I swear. Say bye to Leonard and say bye to everybody. Should we give them the transition? We'll give them the transition.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye. Y'all come back now. You hear?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Paint some minis.
2 weeks. Are we gonna do it on Wednesday in 2 weeks?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. At the same time.
Yeah.
Same paint channel.
Yeah. Same paint time. Same paint channel.
Yeah. 5-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds. Does that work for you with class?
That works perfectly. Yeah,
okay. Fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic. All right. Y'all have a great day now.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to grab this apothecary.
Oh, yeah.